This is a reading video for Quad Shot Part 1 for No Game, No Life. Click in the link description below to go watch my reaction and then come back here to see my full thoughts, ideas, and theories about this series and everything. My first impressions and so on and so forth are already in my reaction, but I'm going to go kind of more in depth since we know a little bit more about the world and so on and so forth, about the anime and as a whole. So click away now or be spoiled as to what happened in these episodes. Okay, so very cool show. Art style is incredible. I love it. I loved one thing that I said it in my reaction too, but I'll kind of say it, reiterate it again. I always wanted a show that had this kind of art style where like the characters, instead of having like black outlines and everything, had colored outlines. I just thought it was kind of like a cool kind of premise. And I've seen like other animes kind of vaguely do it and like, off and on sort of thing, like in the actual anime. And then like, the intros and outros, that kind of thing, where like they actually had that kind of visual, art style for like the characters' outlines and so on and so forth. I guess not just the characters, but the important objects and like the characters and that kind of stuff was all like that. And I've always said like that would be really cool for anime. Like that would be really cool for anime. Like do this all throughout it, kind of thing. So I'm super pumped to watch an anime that's like that. It's so much fun. It made me smile the entire way through. Like it was just like it's so clever and like the characters are just funny and badass and just awesome. Knowing that there was a group of 4 characters in like this kind of battle game kind of thing, and they were all like going crazy, killing everybody, and like the last people standing left, the last one left was the queen kind of thing of the game, and the queen cheated, but then they cheated to to be her kind of thing, and then it was revealed that like the 4 characters are all just 2 people. So 2 people called Blank control 4 different characters in this one game. Not like all games, but like in this one game, Blank controlled 4 different characters. So like Shiro, the little sister, she controlled 2 of them on one computer, or probably small split screen or something like that, whatever. And then Sora, the big brother kind of thing, playing 2 characters. Oh, he had 4 screens, but he was playing 2 characters on his screen. And then when he took control of all 4 characters, all 4 characters in one screen, he was all playing them all kind of thing, with his feet and hands and everything. That was really funny. But so they were doing so well in the overworld kind of thing, and it caught the eye of a god, who his name is Tet, the god of play. And in this realm, and this universe or something like that in the anime, the gods had a brutal war kind of thing like that going, last one standing wins kind of thing. Tet was the last one standing. So in his credence of the world kind of thing, because he is God now, he made it so it is a world of games, and there's like the 10 commandments kind of thing of like the rules that you have to abide by. Because if you don't, I guess we don't know. We're not sure what happens if you do not abide by those rules, kind of thing. I'm actually interested. Oh, I guess small things like if you do get caught cheating, you lose, stuff like that. But I'm wondering, like, I wonder if Tet does interfere with a game if one of the commandments, or like multiple commandments, or all of them are like broken at once, kind of thing. I'm wondering if Tet does like sneak in and like deal with that person. But it's really cool that he effectively, it looked like he stopped time, but I think it's a little different. But he basically like the story, effect kind of thing over everything. And what's her Steph? I gotta write her description down. I'm gonna forget that name. So Steph, I mean, she was the princess, I guess, of the kingdom. Princess. Old princess. Or ex-princess? I'm not sure. I'll just title her princess. Anyways, Steph, she's the one with like her grandfather was the one who ran the kingdom, and then when he passed away, his will or something like that left in the thing saying the person to rule the kingdom has to win in the game of cards, basically. So everyone kind of started like battling each other and so on and so forth. And this one character, Surimi, she ended up rising to the top mostly because she had help from an elf, basically. So it seems like those characters are going to be around for a while. I'm not sure about the elf girl's name. I'm not sure about her. But it is interesting that we're getting a couple characters, or at least one so far. I mean, we saw a couple different races. I think. I mean, we saw the elves, of course, fellow humans. We saw one of the celestial, like not celestials, but like they're called something. But like they're the it's like the foo something like that. It's like the fufu or the fuyu or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but like they're angels basically. I can't remember what they're called. It's something silly like that, like a silly name to a farm. And then there's like the war beasts, who are like very strong and everything like that. But I would like to know like all the races, right? Because I don't think Steph mentioned like the angels. When she was going over like all the races, because it looked like she was kind of skipping, because it wasn't like she went through all 16 races. She went through like maybe like the top races kind of thing, and then the humans, the very last ones. So it would be cool to see all the different races and everything, because it would be cool to see how they live out their lives and everything like that. And I wonder who the second worst races? That's the question, I guess. I don't know. Maybe potential allies, I guess, for the human race. But yeah, so having Sora and Shiro, the dynamic duo that they are, blank, basically, be just unstoppable on like everything they do is awesome. Like, it reminds me so much of like reminds me so much of like animes where like the hero always wins kind of thing, but at the same time like it's just cool to see them win. Like, I'm sure it's like maybe a plot armor or something like that, but I mean the plot did say that these two are like gifted, like they are truly intelligible kind of thing. So it's not like they came from nothing, like they're peasants and all of a sudden rise up to like being gods, kind of thing. That's not like that. They like the plot did stated very clearly that they are very intelligent beings, basically. I was gonna say creatures, but like I guess humans creatures. Anyways, the references in the show are hilarious. I freaking love it so much. They had the Ace Attorney, the objection and that kind of thing. It was so funny when he first did that, and it cut to the priest guy with like the big beard. It looks like the judge basically in Ace Attorney, and I'm thinking that was like part of the reference when they did that. Like they made him look just like the guy kind of thing, like the the shocked moment kind of thing. It's so freaking funny. All the ejections, the JoJo reference was hilarious. Oh my god, that was so funny. I mean, what else? There were so many different references. They referenced Civilization, which was a game that I love. It's a great like city builder, nation builder, I should say. And I was like sitting there like listening to them as they're like talking about like, I need to do this and rotate the crops and that kind of thing. And I was just like, wow, it sounds like just like Civs, kind of thing. And they're like, he's been playing, or he's like he thanks playing Civ, kind of thing. I'm like, oh my god, yes. What else? There was a couple other references. There was the reference for dating games, like when he was he like fell to his knees and like convinced the queen of the enemy board game to turn tail and like rebel against. That was super funny. That whole scene was hilarious. What else? What else? There was a couple other kind of game references that they kind of pushed in. I guess in a way you could say that the first game that we saw on the game, where like the four people were battling everybody, it reminded me a little bit of like Sword Art Online or something like that kind of thing because it had like the whole health and mana and so on and so forth. Um, I'm not sure. I mean, it could be anything really. It's just a fighting game basically. Um, what else? What else? Shoot, there's a couple other things. There's a couple of like kind of little references that they pushed through. What was the shoot? There was something else. I think it was when they were playing rock paper scissors. It reminded me of something, but I can't remember now. Not sure. Um, I think it was like just the glare, like when he was like, he's like, I'm gonna choose paper, kind of thing, like kind of throw her off. Um, like when she looked back at him, he had kind of like this kind of evil glare kind of thing at her. That reminded me so much of something, but I can't remember what it was. Shoot. Anyways, the art style incredible. The world looks fantastic. I love like the chess pieces, like that are mountains basically in the background. Giant kind of like archway rocks and so on and so forth throughout the whole world. And this it just seems like just the human world kind of thing. Like this is like the human realm or human nation. So I'm interested to see the other ones because we saw ones that look maybe like trees or like maybe like a deep cave kind of thing, but like giant pillars with like cities on it. And I was thinking maybe the Elf City. And I think they mentioned the Elf City being that one in particular. Um, and then they had like the swampy place for like the I guess the swampy place was the elves. I think the tree place was the war beasts. Um, Something like that. I remember them showing the tree and then mentioning the war beasts either there or like nearby that segment. So I guess I'm not entirely sure which one's which, but the other worlds seem really cool, or the not worlds, the other nations look pretty cool. And again, I would love to know like all the different races, and I want to see like I want to see like a bazaar, right? Like I want to see like a place where all 16 races can gather and like hang out, kind of thing. Because then we can see all 16 different races. Really really cool. I feel like we saw glimpses of different races. Maybe. I mean, there was. I think when they glimpsed the angel creatures, there was like walking kind of forward at the bookshelf, and then like the wing popped out and the birds flew away, kind of thing. And then we cut back later, she's got wings. But I think in that segment of that part of the episode, it kind of flipped between a bunch of different different environments, basically. And I thought I saw a tail, and then of course the elf and human combo, the ones that were looking at the water kind of thing, like watching what's happening. Got them going on as well, and then I think there's like I'm not sure. There might have been like one or two more kind of scenes of just kind of showing things like the whole world's watching effectively. Um, but yeah, it's a cool show. I like it a lot. It's gonna be really cool to see what's gonna happen. I love how they effectively went to war with everybody, and they're betting on the whole chance that no nation's going to go up against them because they think they're backed against a different nation, kind of thing. So they're going to be fighting each other over are you helping them? Are you helping them? And then fighting each other, kind of thing. And then they're just in the middle, we're just waiting, plotting, kind of thing. So it's going to be super fun. I can tell already. This show's going to be like one of my favorites. I always love like the kind of stuck in the anime or not stuck in anime, stuck. That would be interesting. Like anime guys, I got stuck in an anime, like actual human stuck in anime. Anyways, stuck in a game genre kind of anime. In this case, it's not like really a game, but it's all about games. Stuck in like a god realm, all about games, run by the god of play. So yeah. But yeah, so I liked how when Tet, the god of play, when he showed up at the very end, so he put the starry stuff all over the place, and Steph was like, what the heck is going on, kind of thing. And then like Tet showed up to Sora and Shiro, brought him outside to have a little chat, basically. And the whole conversation between them is really interesting, and it's really interesting that Tet actually like lost. Like, because at first I thought he was maybe testing them, right? Like seeing how in depth they are with games. Showing them like a very hard situation in chess, basically, and see if they can overcome it. Um, but apparently that might have been just him playing. Like he legitly was playing, and he legitly lost the game. So that is really cool. But yeah, him saying that out loud, and then like the whole, saying that all the 16 pieces, all the 16 races are chess pieces. He's the king on the other side, and all of them are battling him at the very end, kind of thing, or all of them are up against him. The winner of all 16 races, or the one of all 16 races, I have to challenge him. Hiccups. So it's gonna be really fun to see what's gonna happen. But anyways, yeah. So him saying all that and everything, and then like peacing out, basically saying like see you later, and then the story stuff goes away, and you see Steph, and she's like, was that the god? Like, I wonder how often, or if at all, like any race knows that their god is real, kind of thing. Like, I wonder if it's like an our world. Like, they think like, I'm not like saying like it's not or anything, but like God is like like a figment of imagination, kind of stuff like that, or something like that. I wonder if there are people in the world. I mean, Steph seems shocked that like he was actually like real, kind of like that boy is him. So I wonder if it's something like that, or he just really comes to the human world, because he said himself that he doesn't really meddle too much in the affairs of the races and everything, or somewhere along that lines, kind of thing. So I wonder if like very few people have actually seen him, and he's kind of been in the sidelines, kind of watching everything go down and like enjoying the play, kind of thing. I'm wondering if overall he's the one watching all the games to make sure it's legit, kind of thing. But I mean, so far that we've seen, pretty much every game where Sora and Shiro have been playing, either they kind of weasel in the rules or kind of a bit, or somebody else on the other side is cheating. So if Tet was watching, you would think he'd be like, "Hey, you're breaking the rules," whatever, and then like banish them or whatever, or punish them in some way, I guess. But you would think that would be a thing, but I don't know. Maybe he has some kind of like overall plan or some overall punishment. Like if someone does win by cheating all the way up to top and then facing Tet, kind of thing like that. Like, this is legit. You can't cheat here, kind of thing. And then they lose instantly, or something like that. I wonder if that's punishment enough. Because I'm sure Tet's gonna have some mega deals. Like, so whenever they people battle each other, it has to be like equal value on each side, kind of thing. So if Tet plays, I mean, Tet's a god. So in a way, if you say like, I want all your stuff, right? Is like all of God's stuff. It's just like the whole world, everything. Like, there's no equal value for a human, kind of thing. So I'm wondering like if they do fight Tet, basically, like what are the rules in it, kind of thing, to win. And what is Tet willing to bet to fight against, for example, blank, basically, is really interesting. But overall, I love this show a lot. It's really fun. I can't wait to see more. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week for part 2 of Quad Shot, which is going to be episode 5, 6, 7, and 8. The next 4 episodes. We also get to watch the intro, and we get to watch the ending again, so on and so forth. So yeah, can't wait for that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Now I'll see you guys next week for some more No Game, No Life. Take care, buddy.